Okay, I want to talk about the Oba. I was at the Chicago Field Museum and I saw a very interesting display in the African area. And it was about these um, Obas. Now, looking at Wikipedia, there's different uh, Obas. One is a king, which is a Yoruba title for royal rulers, and one is an Orisha spirit. So, just looking at the Orisha spirit Wikipedia, let me just quickly read this. Oba is the Orisha of the river Oba, whose source lies near Igban, where her worship originates. During the wars of the 19th century, her centers of worship moved to the more secure town of Ogbamosha. She is traditionally identified as the first wife of Shango, the third king of Oyo Empire and an Orisha. Oba was tricked by Oya, or Ocean, into cutting off her hair and trying to feed it to Shango. She is syncretized with Saint Catherine of Siena. Now, if you go on a little bit, it talks about the myths of Oba's heir. Oba's humiliation by a rival co-wife is one of the most well-known tales associated with this Orisha. While William Bascom's study identified several unusual variations of it, the most popular myth found in West Africa, Brazil, and Cuba has Oba cutting off her ear to serve her husband Shango as food because one of her co-wives, most often Ocean, has convinced her this will secure Shango's attention. Once Shango sees the ear and realizes Oba has mutilated herself, he chases her from his house and into permanent exile. Bascom notes that though this story is known in many parts of Yoruba country, it was not recognized by her priest in Ogbomosha. It just goes on and it just says there's variations of the myth. Now, Shango, in my opinion, this is an Orisha, African Orisha. They synchronize him. It says he is syncretized with either Saint Barbara or Saint Jerome. Shango is historically a royal ancestor of the Yoruba, as he was the third Alafin king of the Oyo kingdom prior to his posthumous deification. Okay, now Shango I've seen with the lightning bolt, and this to me is another case of Zeus. And Oiba, the first wife, is comparable to Hera. And, the whole air myth, here again, we have a cannibalism theme. So if you're following my work, you're starting to see a pattern here in these stories. Now, the Oba is a Yoruba title for the king. And as you'll see in the video, there's a queen mother as well, and she has power. But what I found interesting is that the crowns of these Obas, they look like Phoenician hats or pharaonic hats almost. And in one of the pictures, they had a flower which was very similar to things that I've seen in Mesopotamian art. Specifically, I'm going to put a picture up of this genie from the Library of Ashurbanipal, on his wrist, which looks kind of like a wristwatch. It has a similar kind of flower. So you could take a look at this video and just, take a listen, and hopefully you'll start to see some of these similarities that I'm talking about. Thank you.
Okay, I'm at the Field Museum in Chicago, and I'm in the African part, but I want to point some out. Here is two snakes, and Oba ruled the human world, okay? I'm pretty sure This has got to be Chronides because the symbols are going to be the same, and I'm going to show you in a minute. It says, according to tradition, the Oba spoke for the Edu people. Most aspects of daily life came under palace control. The Oba once controlled all trade with outsiders. Today, market forces largely determine Benin City's economy, although the Oba still received tribute from his followers. He presides over palace debates and delegates power to chiefs who rule the provinces on his behalf. Okay? Now, it says all coral beads belong to Oba. It comes from the world of Olukan, god of the waters. Only the Oba may wear a complete coral beaded outfit. And look at the hats, okay? Okay, it's the same pointiness. Okay, now I want to come over here for a minute. I want to show you something. This is the Queen Mother of the Oba. It says the Queen Mother wields influence. Ever since the reign of the Oba Isiji, the Queen Mother has been one of Benin's most powerful women. As a senior town ruler, town chief, she has a voice in palace affairs and rules her own court. Though she is forbidden to see her son once he is crowned Oba, the Queen Mother is expected to support him spiritually and politically. After the Queen Mother dies, the Oba dedicates an altar to her memory. Okay, I want to show you this. Look at that flower. It's the same thing you see in ancient Sumer. Okay? And there's some flowers on that one too, but same thing with the headgear. There's another chief. Okay, let me come over here. Look. Okay. So I think if they were into trade, somehow they made connections, and even the women wear that headgear that's Venetian-like. Okay. But this snake thing with a flower on it, let's see if I can get it closer. Let's back it up a little bit so you can see it. Okay. Okay. And there's the staff. Okay. Okay, also, here we are, so with this Oba, they have bells in their temples. Very interesting.
Okay, I just want to point one more thing out. This Yoruba group is supposed to have the highest rate of twins. So I have a statue here of these twins, so they have a high rate of twinning, which is interesting. I did see something about a group of people that were known for having twins in the pseudepigrapha. I'll have to dig that up, but that's the Yoruba people, the ethnic group of southwestern and north central Nigeria, as well as southern and central Benin in West Africa. and they constitute over 40 million people in total. But this statue represents the sacred twins, I guess. Very interesting.